Tonight, I want to talk about a situation that happened in Texas that is going to get some serious nationwide conversation about the Second Amendment gun laws in this country. And my personal opinion, this was actually more than dealing with gun laws. There's a lot going on in this situation. And I am going to talk about these things in which this is more than dealing with the Second Amendment rights and the right to bear arms. There's a lot more going to this situation. But tonight, I want to talk about these two gentlemen. There's 4 people involved in the conversation, but the confrontation between these two gentlemen ended up turning fatal. The guy in the black shirt by the name of Kyle Carew, and the tall gentleman with the teal shirt, his name is Chad Reed. And what's going on in this country, we're seeing a lot of bickering, arguing, fussing, and fighting with men and women. That is the main problem. Men are sitting here arguing with the woman. Of course, this situation is about Chad Reed arguing with the woman that you see here in the picture about picking up his son, and she doesn't have the son. So he is arguing back and forth with the woman about a custodial battle about him picking up his son on another man's property. So Kyle Carew, he gets involved in it by asking him to leave his property. So what I'm going to do, I am going to play the vocal part of it. And I will not play the actual shooting, because that's where you guys will come in and do your research. You can check it out on Twitter. You can see the whole thing on Twitter. And you can actually see the situation go down. But right now I want to talk about the finger pointing, the name calling, the threats between the 4 parties that are involved, which is 2 men and 2 women. And I want to play the vocal part so you guys can hear in context, where to me, this was more than about a gun situation. This was actually a personal dispute dealing with Chad Reed, dealing with his ex, and dealing with Mr. Kyle Carew and his personal physical threats and attacks by using masculinity towards him. So I want to go ahead and play it.
Get off of my property. I'll go get him. I'm supposed to have him at 3:15. And you're playing games telling me that I can pick him up at 6? I'm going to have to talk. I already got the pump on the way to your mom's house. Because that's probably where he is. Not when I'm done working. I get him at 3:15. I get him at 3:15. I don't care if you wanted to see him or not. I get him at 3:15. If you want to see him, you see him up until 3:15. You keep trying to keep my son from me. I'm fixing to drag you and Anne-Marie and everybody else into court. I'm subpoenaing your mom. I'm subpoenaing Anne-Marie.
This is on video.
Yeah, I am. Leave! Do it. Right, you never fucking use it, motherfucker! God damn it, I'll take it from you and fucking use it on video.
Call 911. I have it on video, Kyle. You did it, not him.
I told all of y'all to leave.
We came to get his son.
He's not here.
She should have told that. She should have told that.
None of y'all should be here. None of y'all should be here. I asked you to leave. I did everything. I did not want to do any of this.
And I believe you, sir. But unfortunately, this is what happens when you deal with another man's ex with a child involved on your property. You see, we live in a culture where people marry to get divorced, to remarry and get divorced. That's what we do here. In this cultural society, everyone is getting married to get divorced, to just get remarried and get divorced. Majority of your friends that you know, they always divorced and remarried. And this is what happens when parties like this get involved. Arguing, fussing and fighting. Everything is personal. Attacking one another. Worrying about what the ex is doing. Who's zooming who. All of this stuff comes to play, and over time, it's like boiling water. It boils over to an incident where someone is being killed. Why? Because Chad Reed refused to use discretion and use his train of thought to diffuse a situation by using and calming down his emotions in dealing with the woman. I'm sorry, man. Your son's not there. He's not there. Chalk it up, take the L, and go home. Text your son and say, hey, I tried to get with you. Your mom said you weren't here, couldn't find you. I'll pick you up next weekend. The woman that's filming that's hollered out 911, you should have took her home. Y'all would have went home, sit back, make her cook you a dinner, tell her to fetch you a beer, and at the end of the night, get you some good fellatio so you can go to sleep happily and wake up the next morning to live to see another day. But instead, you wanted to argue and fuss and fight with an ex. You wanted to fight with the woman, thinking that you was going to strong arm the woman by screaming at her over a situation. You just chalk it up, man, and go home. The man warned you to get off of his property. Not once, not twice, 3 times, and he felt the need to go get a firearm, and he also sent off a warning shot. And you, sir, grabbed at the gun and swung him towards off the porch. And that's when you met your fate. I stand with Kyle Carew on this situation. I do. I stand with him on that. You see, but you got to understand, majority of these people in this country do not like guns. They do not like the fact that you use the gun. With the situation that happened, with the verdict that happened with Kyle Rittenhouse, with the 3 gentlemen found guilty of murdering Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia, the gun talk and the gun laws and the Second Amendment is going to be hot and heavy in Texas when this situation goes to trial. Everybody is going to be talking about it. And majority of the people in this country want to convict Kyle Carew because of this situation. Not even understanding what the purpose of guns are. The purpose of using weapons and the purpose of a gun is to protect you, protect yourself, your family, and loved ones, and protect your property. Just in case the government turns its back on you and the government turns on you. Okay? Like, for example, as you can hear the woman hollering out, call 911, call 911. And of course, Chad Reed said the same thing about sending the cops to the woman's house. You see, a lot of these things you guys participate in. The government is the police. The police is the government. And in this situation, Kyle Carew felt as if his life was in danger. He was not going to wait on the police. In fact, the man literally threatened him by taking the gun from him and was going to use it on him. As you can see, the height and the size difference, he could very well probably have done it. You see, that's the difference between the other two people hollering out, calling the cops, and people like Kyle Carew who felt the need to use a gun. And I stand with Kyle Carew on this situation. The only problem with Kyle Carew's situation is that you, sir, got yourself involved with another man's ex dealing with a child on your property. Nothing good was going to come out of that. Nothing good was going to come out of it. And it's unfortunate because now a young man is going to be without a father because his father refused to use discretion and use his train of thought in dealing with the woman. We live in a society where the woman is above the man. That's why the woman does not respect you. That's why the woman said call 911. You know why? Because she respects authority of the government, then she does respect the man. And this is why Kyle Carew had to do what he had to do. Because he felt as if his life was in danger. Because these women do not respect anything dealing with the man, but they do respect authority. And Kyle took it upon himself to protect himself. And I see nothing wrong with it. Chad Reed made a big mistake and made a fatal mistake. And it is very unfortunate that he lost his life in not using discretion and calming down his emotions in dealing with his ex. A lot of you men out there can learn from this. This is why I have been single for 16 plus years, because I do not trust the woman. I don't deal with the woman in that manner. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to fuss and fight with you. That is not what I'm about. So it's a shame that this situation had to happen, but you just need to take the L in dealing with the woman and learn to walk away.